Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Willow's promise, Nina's covert action, Jason needs Liz's Brit assistance. According to General Hospital spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks, July 28th to August 8th, Willow Tate will promise something while Nina Reeves plans a covert action. Let's discuss what's coming up because Jason Morgan will also require Elizabeth Baldwin's assistance with his Brit Westbourne mission. While Carly Spencer fears Jason may dig up Brit's grave, Jocelyn Jacks will receive some new instructions from Jack Brennan during the week of July 28th to August 1st. Jason might give it some thought, but he'll have other plans first, including questioning Liesl Albrecht and approaching Liz with a request. We'll see if Elizabeth fulfills the favor Jason needs, but she might be able to use her connections at the hospital to gain more information about Brit. As Jason attempts to demonstrate that Brit is still alive, it appears that he will continue to investigate what transpired following her death. In order to seek her opinion, Jason would finally tell Anna Devane about his airport discovery and Brit's research. According to GH spoilers, Drew Kane might be about to have a harsh awakening. Willow did not sign her vows and become his wife just because she attended her wedding. Given that Liz will have a house guest later, there are valid reasons to believe Willow would call off the wedding. That might indicate that Willow will move in while she considers her options. After she's done with Drew, Willow might ask to see the kids because Michael Corinthos will also have to make a difficult decision. If the wedding does end up going well, Tracy Quartermain and Cody Bell might celebrate Drew's suffering because we know they will be thrilled by some news in the upcoming episodes. She'll promise when she gets back to Willow. If Michael is still undecided about visitation, that could be addressed to him, otherwise, it might be a vindictive promise to Drew. Willow may even make a commitment to herself that she will change her ways and cease allowing men like Drew to control her. She will receive consolation from Portia Robinson and an apology from Curtis Ashford when she goes over with Nina. Will Nina's eventual secret move be an attempt to see how Willow is doing or perhaps a plot of retaliation against Drew? Now that Anna has spoken her concerns about Vaughn, Carly will share some of her concerns with Jocelyn. Jocelyn and Vaughn will put a lot of effort into persuading Carly of their romance because Brennan expects them to be a convincing couple. Emma Scorpio Drake will also divulge some information to Giovanni Gio Palmieri as they devise a scheme, most likely to enter Professor Henry Hank Dalton's laboratory covertly. Regarding Dante Falconeri, he will question Danny Morgan and possibly ask for information regarding the whereabouts of Rocco Falconeri. Now that Rocco has been contacting Albrecht and become even more obsessed with Brit, Dante might want to know what he's thinking. Despite Dante and Lulu Spencer's protests, Rocco may continue to develop a bond with Liesl during the week of August 4th to 8th. Rocco might feel more hopeful if Albrecht gives any indications that Jason is searching for an alive Brit. Rocco would adore the opportunity to get to know Brit because it's obvious that he is drawn to her in some way. It would be fascinating to see how long it takes Jason to find Brit for a confrontation as he continues to look for answers. With the future, Damian Spinelli could be able to assist Jason with seeing Brit in person in Croatia. Sonny Corinthos will not be defeated easily, despite Jen Sidwell and Marco Rios's plans to get rid of him. Since Sonny and Sidwell's feud is far from ended, we'll keep you informed of any further nefarious developments. Keep an eye out for some intense confrontations and thrilling scenes over the coming 2 weeks, according to General Hospital spoilers. GH spoilers, how is the wedding ceremony between Drew and Willow even taking place? The wedding ceremony for Drew and Willow starts on the following GH. Michael hears Christina's confession. Molly also starts arguments. The wedding ceremony for Willow and Drew starts somehow. Notwithstanding Portia's attempts to inform Willow about Drew's blackmailing of her. Even if Curtis blabbed to Willow about Nina sleeping with Drew before she and Drew became acquainted. Additionally, Drew kept it a secret from her. Despite this, she confronted Nina about having an affair with Drew and keeping her in the dark about their largely office-related antics. Willow didn't seem likely to get married after Nina and she had a blowout. Nevertheless, she arrived to the altar decked out in her wedding gown. And it appears that she will follow through. Does she have a secret agenda, or is she really that devoted to the man? Orders and Albrecht espionage has been ordered as a side dish for Port Charles's summer season. Vaughn and Jocelyn have been trying to learn more about Professor Dalton and who he reports to. On Monday, expect Brennan to give Jocelyn instructions. Will these orders involve something dangerous? Jason finds Albrecht in other news. The man must ascertain whether what he believes he saw in Paris was authentic. He thinks he saw Britt or someone similar to her. He needs to inquire about this possible doppelganger with Albrecht. Is he seeing things, or is his mind playing tricks? Sibling drama. Michael confided in Christina during Friday's GH. When Christina confides in her half-brother on Monday, it's fair play. She will surely tell Michael about her Ava/Cody scheme after asking him for assistance diverting Cody. In the meantime, Christina deceived Molly in order to ruin any potential romance between Cody and Molly. Ultimately, her scheme for Cody to woo Ava must come first, right? Molly must therefore wind up arguing with Cody. She understands how to argue because she is one of Port Charles's most reliable ADAs. Cynthia Watrous as Nina Reeves is the General Hospital Performer of the Week. We followed General Hospital's Nina Reeves on her journey this week as she came to a terrifying conclusion and eventually had to confront the truth about her daughter and herself. Cynthia Watrous took us on this journey to astounding results, earning her the distinction of Soap Central's General Hospital Performer of the Week. Willow's reality turns into Nina's nightmare. Last week, Aunt Liesel made it clear to Nina that her daughter was having serious problems. When Portia told Nina on Wednesday that Willow didn't even care that Drew wanted Portia to fabricate Michael's medical records to make him appear to be an opiate addict, Nina realized that Liesel was correct. She was all for it, in fact. Watrous displayed Nina's mixture of bewildered astonishment. It was a brief time when Nina pondered Willow's true level of degeneration. The following day, when Nina didn't simply question how far gone she was, that little moment turned into a huge one. At last, she understood. Nina ultimately realized the following day that she had mistakenly accused Drew of stalking Sasha and Daisy because she assumed he was the one who understood how to move covertly through the Q estate. Nina reflected on recent conversations as she watched Willow prepare for her wedding and realized that Willow was also familiar with the Q estate. Watrous's face turned white, and tears welled up in her eyes. Nina's voice was shaking as she excused herself from the room, scarcely able to breathe. Nina was a screaming mess by the time Ava caught up to her on a seat, but what transpired next was classic Watrous. Nina's determination and rage are unleashed when she is overextended. Her voice fell to a low, guttural level as her eyes grew wide. Nina said she had finally had enough and was going to take the necessary action to resolve the Willow and Drew situation. Confrontation moment on General Hospital. By the time Nina arrived at Willow, supposedly to inform her that she had slept with Drew the previous year, Curtis had already reached the soon-to-be bride, so Nina was forced to disclose the truth. As Nina attempted to defend herself to Willow, the daughter she had long desired and was at last blessed with, Watrous exposed her fragility. We could hear the anguish in Nina's voice, along with the desperate desperation. As she attempted to convince Willow of a point, we could clearly see the frustration on her face. For the past 6 months, Willow has not listened to anything she had to say about Drew. Ultimately, as Nina attempted to flee the wedding and then watched in horror as Willow got ready to walk down the aisle nevertheless, Watrous delivered her all the feelings at once. General Hospital spoilers, is Britt's secret past linked to the mysterious man that ignites Port Charles? Fans of General Hospital are on edge because of a mysterious stranger connected to Britt Westbourne, according to spoilers. The advent of this mysterious lady raises doubts about Britt's hidden background, as there are speculations that she may be alive while being considered dead. Could he be linked to a secret Britt maintained that might have something to do with the sinister activities of her father, Caesar Faison? Will the presence of this stranger reveal a startling reality to Jason Morgan? Prepare yourself for an engaging week of drama. The population of Port Charles was devastated by Britt Westbourne's death, but Facebook admirers are certain she is still alive, and this mysterious stranger is adding fuel to the fire. When Dante Falconeri and Lulu Falconeri confronted Rocco Falconeri and Liesel Albrecht at the Metro Court pool, fans believe the man they saw on the plane next to Jason was there. They now claim that his enigmatic behavior in both locations suggests a link to Britt's history, possibly via her father Caesar Faison's WSB scams. In search of answers, fans are speculating as to whether he is a former ally, lover, or enemy. Given Britt's past secrets, particularly her connections to Faison's perilous world, it seems possible that this stranger is more than just a coincidence. Is Port Charles going to get a blast from Brit's dark past now that her name is being spoken again? Carly Spencer and Jason Morgan spot trouble this week. There's a chance that Carly and Jason could run into the mystery man and get suspicious. Imagine Carly watching this man at the Metro Court as he inquires about Liesl's incident with Dante and Lulu. Ever the protector, Jason would feel threatened, particularly given his own WSB relationships with Jen Sidwell and Sonny Corinthos. Is he searching for a secret that Brit left behind, or does he know she's still alive? Given that Albrecht is preoccupied with the turmoil surrounding Willow Corinthos, Carly and Jason may have to solve this mystery alone. Will Brit's truth be revealed by the mysterious man? The mystery man's presence may increase the stakes as Jason delves into this captivating puzzle. Does he have a darker secret connected to Faison's history or something even more sinister, or is he a key to proving Brit is still alive? Fans are in a desperate search for answers, and some are hoping that he holds the key to Brit's comeback. Carly and Jason risk causing trouble if they delve too far, particularly if this enigmatic man manipulates the story to suit her own interests. Will Brit's past cause mayhem, or will this stranger bring her back to Port Chuck? Could he be doing this at her request to monitor the people she cares about while keeping them in the dark about her whereabouts? GH spoilers, will Vaughn and Joss emerge as the next Agent Power couple after Jack's death leaves WSB empty? According to General Hospital spoilers, fans of the show are concerned about the future of the WSB's Port Charles Bureau after learning of a leaked report about WSB Chief Jack Brennan's potential death. Brennan's departure as station chief would leave a huge void, and Agent Vaughn is being considered as a possible replacement. Could Jocelyn Joss Jack's expanding role as a WSB agent and Vaughn's ascent to power lead to a work-life romance akin to that of Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio? There is disagreement among the fans over whether Vaughn is a cunning Valentine Cassadine or a noble Robert. WSB power vacuum caused by Brennan's death. Fans are on edge due to a rumor that Brennan died, which may be connected to his WSB run-ins with career criminals like Sonny Corinthos. Who is going to be the station chief? Vaughn is becoming a clear favorite. He is a strong contender because of his keen handling abilities and devotion to Brennan, but his enigmatic edge creates concerns. Would Vaughn become the new leader and change the WSB's image in the community? Fans would question whether he and Joss, who already had chemistry, were destined for a romantic legend like Robert and Anna's, as his rise would catapult them into the public eye. GH spoilers raise the question of if Vaughn and Joss will become the next Robert and Anna. This week, Joss follows Professor Henry Hank Dalton on her secret WSB mission, accompanied by Vaughn. Imagine them in a heated altercation, their teasing suggesting a developing romance that would resemble classic spy love tales from decades past. But is Vaughn a cunning Valentine with his own purpose, or a hero Robert, motivated by justice? Carly Spencer, who is ignorant of Joss's espionage life, may lose it if Brennan's death reveals his involvement in enlisting her daughter, while Anna, who is wary of Dalton's tech project, is closely monitoring Vaughn. Facebook fans are divided. While some are hoping for a power couple between Vaughn and Jocelyn, others are afraid of a darker turn. Will Vaughn and Joss's romance be defined or derailed by his rise? The future of our beloved small-town metropolis may be redefined by Vaughn's possible ascent to the position of WSB station head following Brennan's reported departure. Will his romance with Joss blossom into a legacy akin to Robert and Anna's if he takes over, or will their relationship be doomed by his secretiveness, which is more Valentine than Robert? Dante and Anna Falconeri could cause trouble by snooping on Vaughn's goals. Fans are demanding that Vaughn lead with respect, yet his shady history may still cast suspicion on him. She might say, "I don't." General Hospital spoilers reveal Willow's shocking wedding stand. Willow must make a devastating wedding choice. Jason might make a sinister move. Michael is shaken by Christina's startling admission in the meantime. As secrets come to light and lives take unexpected turns, Port Charles will be in a state of chaos. Willow's wedding comes to a crossroads. Willow stands in her wedding dress, her eyes scouring the throng, her heart racing. Unaware of the storm she's fighting inside, Drew waits at the altar. Willow's trust was destroyed by the revelation of Drew's affair with Nina. She's not sure if she should say "I do" now that she's standing in the sanctuary. Despite the treachery, Drew is still her emotional rock after everything she's lost. It is difficult to restore confidence once it has been damaged. The silence is full of secrets as Lucy asks the guests to speak now or to keep quiet forever. Everyone's eyes are on Willow, who has to choose between becoming Mrs. Drew Kane or permanently leaving. General Hospital spoilers, Jason thinks of a cool strategy. Jason is juggling his own mystery in the meantime. He considers the unsettling option of excavating Britt's grave due to a mysterious worry. When Carly realizes Jason might be serious, she is appalled. She begs him to change his mind, but Jason is adamant that he must first get answers. He intends to ask Liesl Albrecht for clarification. However, the possibility of excavating Britt's grave persists until he learns the truth. Could Britt's body never have been buried, according to this crazy theory? If Jason proceeds with this unsettling study, his objective has the potential to change lives. When Christina confesses, Michael's shocked. Christina is unable to contain her emotions. She admits to contributing to Rick and Elizabeth's collision in a private conversation with Michael. She has been burdened by this secret, and now she is exploding with remorse. Michael is in disbelief and unsure of how to respond. Christina also talks candidly about the fallout, particularly the blackmail that Rick and Ava inflicted. She is desperate for some sort of forgiveness because her internal turmoil is so fresh. Her disclosure has the potential to permanently alter their relationship, regardless of Michael's forgiveness. General Hospital spoilers, Molly's mood swings cause confusion. Cody is sucked into Molly's emotional tornado at the Metro Court pool. When Molly lashes out over sunscreen, what begins as a sunny afternoon quickly turns sour. Cody is accused of using it as a pretext to approach her. Cody is confused by this unexpected attitude. She had no trouble putting lotion on his back just yesterday. Overnight, what changed? Christina could be the solution. She has been quietly sowing suspicions, and her interference could ruin any bond that Molly and Cody are beginning to form. Brennan gives Jocelyn new orders. Jocelyn meets Jack Brennan and knows from once that the meeting will not be simple. He suggests that her demeanor might lead to issues. Brennan soon gives her a fresh set of instructions related to her WSB assignment, but she is unsure of what to anticipate. They also talk about Carly's relationship with Brennan. He makes it apparent that Jocelyn is not concerned about his personal life, particularly if it concerns Carly. However, his directives might make her job in the agency, and her family responsibilities, more difficult. Wally Kurth and Lisa LoCicero of General Hospital remember the courtship of their characters. This week, their fans shared a video of their characters from their early dating days, which caused their actors, Wally Kurth and Lisa LoCicero, to reminisce. On General Hospital, Ned and Olivia have been wed for 8 years. A scene from Ned and Olivia's first date was shared this week on the Instagram account Nivanch, a fan site for the couple. LoCicero liked the entire Instagram post and posted the reel on her Instagram stories. Kurth also remarked, "I always thought our courtship was fun," and liked the post. The 2014 video clip features Ned and Olivia enjoying cocktails at the Floating Rib following their viewing of Guardians of the Galaxy. During their courtship, movies kept coming up. Olivia unintentionally kept the 3D glasses from the movie theater, so they made jokes in the tape. They then argued about their movie preferences and spent a lot of time discussing movies from the 1980s, such as Gremlins and Red Dawn. The discussion became serious at points. Given that General Hospital is re-examining the events surrounding Britt Westbourne's delivery of Lulu and Dante's baby Rocco, Olivia's mention to Lulu Falconeri beginning reproductive treatments is pertinent to current affairs. They discuss their history with Lois Cerullo, Ned's ex-wife and Olivia's lifelong friend from Bensonhurst. Olivia related tales of seeing movies with Lois, while Ned related how Lois had taken him to the same theater. They then mentioned one of Ned's more scandalous prior incidents, in which he briefly dated his Aunt Monica before they discovered they were married. In the General Hospital incident, Ned stated, "We were both consenting adults. I never visited home after growing up in a boarding school, so after high school, I made the decision to go it alone. I began working as an instructor at a tennis club. Then one thing led to another." Olivia continued, "And I met an older woman." Ned reflected, "It's ironic. I ended up going down a route that brought me back to my family after trying to distance myself from them." Olivia said that was fortunate because he would never have met Lois otherwise. Following their July 7, 2017, marriage, Ned adopted Olivia's son Leo, whose father was the late Julian Jerome. LoCicero wrote, "Aw. My TV hubby. Good men like Ned are hard to find, in response to a recent wedding photo of the couple posted on the Nivanch account. Ned and Olivia have a shared grandson on General Hospital in Gio Palmieri, who was revealed this spring to be the son of Ned's daughter Brooklyn and Olivia's son Dante. Kurth will perform with his band, the Day Players, alongside co-stars Carson Boatman, Eric Martsolf, and Brandon Barish from Days of Our Lives during the General Hospital Fan Club weekend on August 1st. Lo Cicero has been busy filming Beginning Tomorrow, an independent film in which she co-stars alongside Jameson Jones, a former General Hospital actor who also created the script. The Instagram user Bloxy commented, "That's what I'm talking about." DeVry, who is currently filming a movie called Spill, recently shared a behind-the-scenes video from day 8 of filming, which included clips of an outdoor set with a picturesque view of Los Angeles in the background, set to the Beatles classic, Good Day Sunshine. One of Fabulumum, another user, commented, "Why are you so adorable? That's a lovely color for you." GH spoilers, is this the reason Jason didn't take a private flight back? You know, it's all in the details. Many viewers of General Hospital are left wondering why Jason had to take first class instead of flying privately when he returned home with Sasha and Daisy. Is this the reason Jason didn't take a private flight back? Many people are wondering what happened to his private jet as a result of this. Fortunately, we have some answers. On social media, General Hospital supporters undoubtedly had a lot to say about the issue. He returned to the airport after saying goodbye to Sasha and Robert, strangled the pilot he chartered, and burned the manifest, so no other people would ever know where Sasha is, others have even said. It seems so many people missed the conversation with Sasha and Jason on the flight there. They chartered the plane for Daisy's safety and he was returning commercially, wrote another show critic. Jason was worried about Sasha's safety, and then there was this comment as well. The episode he was on the plane was also the episode this was fully discussed. Oddly, a lot of people feel angered by this. For Sasha's safety and comfort, they rented a private jet, but Jason intended to take a commercial flight instead because he didn't need or want to squander money on another charter. Sidwell gives in, Portia confronts Willow, and Martin discovers a note addressed to Monica. Sidwell showed up to meet with Drew, Martin, and Jordan at the home of Drew and Willow. He informed them that he had to stop attacking Sonny and remove his backing for Measure C. Despite Drew's objections, Sidwell stated that they would have to carry on their campaign against Sonny without his funding. Martin offered to provide Tracy the information himself and departed after he said Tracy Quartermain could make up the difference. Sidwell informed them that Sonny had abducted Marco when Drew questioned him about why he was withdrawing his support. Drew claimed that since Sonny consistently took advantage of others to obtain what he desired, the campaign had to go on. Jordan stated that calling the police was what they actually needed. While Sidwell acknowledged that he needed to take immediate action to ensure his son's safety, he pointed out that Sonny had only won the battle and not the war. After Marco was safe, he intended to retaliate and promised to hold Sonny accountable in ways he had never imagined. Sidwell denied any involvement and claimed his sources told him it was Selena Wu when Drew cautioned against doing something similar to the Charlie's fire. Jordan went to visit Laura. Sidwell stated that he might have a different plan to obtain the peers than Measure C, but he would not proceed until Marco was safely at home. Martin went back to Drew's after Sidwell left. He reminded him that he didn't do weddings and came out in hives at the mere mention of them when Drew sent him an invitation to the wedding. Martin threatened to charge him if he went when Drew told him they needed bodies in those seats and he had to leave. Drew stepped outside to call someone. The children colored an envelope addressed to Monica Quartermain, which Martin discovered when he leaned down to retrieve a pen from the floor. Drew contacted the hospital outside to check on Portia's work status. Martin showed him the envelope when he returned, but he brushed it off, claiming it must have been something the children had picked up at the Quartermains. Following Drew's departure, Martin took a seat and read the note addressed to Monica that was enclosed in the mail. Martin read the first part out loud before pausing in shock at what he saw next. Tracy met Brooklyn at the Metro Court pool. Tracy wanted to celebrate the product selling out and Brooklyn's spectacular performance on Home and Heart. BLQ informed Tracy about Lucy's stunt and advised her that she should thank Lois. Despite acknowledging that she missed Lois, Brooklyn informed Tracy that she had fired her. Before they could proceed, Martin entered, and Tracy exclaimed, "Oh God, we've just been spotted by the janky jurist." Martin informed her that Sidwell had withdrawn his funding, and that if she wanted to pursue Sunny further, she would have to pay for it herself. Tracy was thrilled about her choice, but Brooklyn remarked, "Now, I just feel empty." Martin could slither away to his overlord, Tracy said, adding that she would fully fund the campaign. She informed him that she would not be answering Drew's call when he instructed her to do so. "I no longer have to put up with either of you barnacles clinging desperately for relevance, which is one of the blessings of Sidwell backing out," she remarked. Tracy's collaboration with Drew and Sidwell, as well as their strategies for eliminating Sunny, did not sit well with BLQ. She also reminded Tracy that not everyone felt the same way she did about Sunny, such as Gio. Brooklyn believed that Tracy would lose if she hurt Sunny because she would also be hurting Gio. Tracy, however, said that Gio was the reason she was unable to let this go and expressed surprise that Brooklyn would want her to. Two possibilities, according to Tracy, are that Brooklyn might think Sunny was a threat to Gio and that he had a decent heart. If she could honestly tell Brooklyn that she was mistaken, she asked. Isaiah and Portia met in the hospital's office. She told him she couldn't tell him why she was leaving GH. While he wanted to assist, he also wanted to respect her privacy. She was a great co-chief of staff, and Isaiah said he would miss her, but he respected that she set a boundary with her ethics. She expressed her gratitude for his assistance both personally and professionally. He advised her to stand by her moral convictions and to fight to the end if she was going to die. Willow presented Elizabeth with a formal invitation to her and Drew's wedding at the nurse's desk. Officially becoming Mrs. Drew Kane thrilled Willow. Willow started crying as they discussed the wedding and looked at a photo of her dress. She was disappointed that Michael would not let her children attend. Elizabeth expressed hope that a settlement between Willow and Michael was still possible. The wedding, according to Willow, was about moving on and getting Wiley and Amelia back as quickly as possible, which she believed was entirely Drew's doing. She said that in order to provide her with the wedding she required, Drew was foregoing the ideal wedding he knew she desired. Isaiah later discussed Drew and Willow's wedding with Elizabeth, as well as the money pit of a cabin Lucky left him. Elizabeth expressed her wish that Willow would be as content after marrying Drew as she had anticipated. Willow attempted to invite Portia to the wedding when she visited her in her office. She acknowledged that there was tension between Drew and Curtis, but she said that since the wedding would be one of the most significant days of Drew's life, it was time to move on from the past. Willow was holding the invitation when Portia grabbed it and tossed it in the garbage. "It's obvious that treating you like a child isn't working. I'm going to be honest with you because I've never been one to mince words. You need to find out who your fiancé is, because you don't know who he is," Portia said. Willow advised her that discussing her personal life was improper, but Portia disagreed with her regarding Drew. Portia asked Willow if she wanted to know what Drew was making her do in order to get Willow's children back for her as she turned to leave. She informed her that Drew had blackmailed her into fabricating Michael's medical records to suggest that he had a drug addiction. "Your hero in shining armor is that. You're going to marry that man," she said. Lucas came from the police station to express gratitude to Isaiah for paying for his surgery. Someone dropped off a tiny envelope for Lucas, which Isaiah gave him. The envelope had a key and a card with an address typed on it. When Sidwell was outside of Drew's, Sunny called him at Laura's mayoral office to ask if he had made up his mind. Sidwell assured Sunny that he would have what he desired, but he also anticipated receiving what he desired. After the call, Laura entered the room. Sunny warned Laura that if she didn't break up their relationship, he would. Sunny advised Laura to break off contact, at least for the time being, even though she didn't want to accept his choice. He claimed that he didn't anticipate the negative publicity to persist forever, given the agreement he had recently signed with Sidwell. Laura was determined not to compromise her morals and fall for Sidwell's intimidation tactics. Sunny was called by ADA Turner to come to the station. She encouraged him to enter willingly and made it apparent that she was aware he was at Laura's office. Jordan visited Laura after Sunny left Drew's residence to provide her with an update regarding Sidwell. She informed her that because Sunny was holding Marco hostage, Sidwell was withdrawing his support for Measure C and his money. Although Laura knew it was likely, she inquired if there was any evidence that Sunny had taken Marco. Jordan warned that since Sunny might be just as bad as Sidwell, it might be time to stop considering him as the lesser of two evils. Lucas informed Chase at the PCPD earlier that Sunny had abducted Marco, who had been missing for more than 24 hours. After providing him with the information, Chase stated that there was no hard evidence between Marco and Sunny. ADA Turner interrupted Chase as he was saying that he couldn't bring someone in based just on a suspicion, stating that it wasn't just someone but rather Sunny Corinthos, and that the PCPD needed to treat Marco as a possible kidnapping suspect. By the time Sunny got there, Lucas had already left a signed statement and headed to the hospital. Since Marco Rios was missing and had been abducted, Turner informed Sunny that he was present. Sunny informed her in the interrogation chamber that she lacked proof and that he had no problems with Marco Rios because he had saved his daughter's life. Sunny leaned in and whispered, "Did you call me in here, because you missed me?" "We both know, you got nothing, so let's talk about what's really going on," he replied. Sunny could see Sidwell conversing with Chase through the window while Turner threatened to have him arrested if Marco didn't show up within the next day. He instructed her to complete her tasks. Flora stepped up with a sympathetic ear and a spiked tea as Lois was sitting alone at the home and Heartset. They sat and discussed the circumstances surrounding Lois and Brooklyn. Lois described the events with Gio. Lois admitted that it ruined everything, but Flora insisted that she was the only one who could keep her family together. Lois expressed her sincere sadness for the breakup of Gio and Brooklyn's relationship and stated that she would do whatever in her power to make it better. According to Flora, it sounded as though Lois was still putting Gio and Brooklyn's happiness first, as she always did. Flora continued by pointing out that the lie actually began with her mother, despite the fact that Lois had been bearing the weight and accountability of keeping the secret. According to Lois, her mother adhered to her own moral principles and ideals, which might have been passed down from a previous generation but weren't inherently correct or incorrect. In any case, Lois was accountable for everything that transpired because she was the one who made the decision to follow the plan. According to Flora, a mother-daughter tie is extremely strong, and Brooklyn would eventually need her mother and return to her. In the meanwhile, Lois intended to return to Bensonhurst and give Brooklyn some space, although she hoped she was correct. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.